Premier League predictions, round 11. Manchester City versus Southampton. Is this the end of the king? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Very Biased Opinions in association with Grandstand Bettors. Before we begin and get through all the housekeeping, please have a look below. We've timestamped everything because we cannot stop talking. It's exhausting. Now, very quickly, let me get through the housekeeping. Look below for timestamps. Look below for the link to Grandstand Bettors. These guys are actual professionals unlike us. Why you're watching us, I don't even know. These are professionals. Click on their link and go after you're done watching the full video in its entirety. Also, click like. We need this. We live on the likes. Click subscribe. Every time you do that, an angel is born. We're making dreams happen. Last week was an incredible week on the Premier League. Man United won a match. Ian, I think we're done. I think that's it. I think we've done a good video. It's all over. Some fantastic football. It was a really fun weekend to watch. Ian, rumor has it that despite me losing right now in Premier League predictions, we have a tiebreaker.
Well, we have a tiebreaker that goes back quite a few games. I think it's like week number 7 or something like that. You did actually win the last round, Thomas.
I think I got like
my crazy betting on Southampton and betting on Spurs and doing all that malarkey. So it is actually me leading 5-4 overall, but there is. I think we have to go back to week number 7 where we did actually tie. Now, for those of you that are familiar with our usual tie-breaking, which is rock, paper, scissors, I've done away with it. I don't want to do it anymore. I think we can do something a little bit better. So I am going to quiz Thomas Pickering, give him a one-off question that he hasn't seen, he hasn't heard about it. This is all news to him. A one-off question relating to the Premier League. He's got a 50-50 shot. That's right. He's going to have one of 3 options.
Good maths.
And yes, and if he gets it right, he wins the bonus point. If I get it right, I win the bonus point.
Yay.
So, Thomas, this week's question is regarding Wayne Rooney.
Oh.
So, Everton, New England Revolution, and soon-to-be Derby County star Wayne Rooney had a brief soiree with Manchester United in his career. In that time, he won a few trophies. But what I want to know is how many Premier League trophies did Wayne Rooney win with Manchester United? Was it 5 or was it 6?
Six.
Well, Thomas said 6, and I can confirm it was 5!
Ah, balls!
So that does mean I go up to 6-4 ahead in predictions. And without any more hot dogging or grandstanding, we can crack on with the first match.
Arsenal vs Wolverhampton Wanderers.
Well, before I let Thomas do his usual and well-deserved rant on Arsenal, I just want to say what a mess of a club they are. And if I have permission, Tom, I would like to call them this week's Club in Crisis. Emery's improved nothing. Yes, they've got one of the best defenders in the world in David Luiz, but he seems to have forgotten how to defend. Granit Xhaka, what is all that about? And the Ozil situation is an absolute joke. You're not even very good at the Emirates anymore. I can't in good conscience back this side this week. I think Wolves are going to go there, and I think they're going to get a result. I'm going to go for 2-1 Wolves.
The raging dumpster fire continued this week with a 2-2 draw. Holy shit, way to throw away a football match. I don't care about VAR. I don't care about any of this. Only Arsenal can produce drama like this shit. Are you even trying to win games anymore? Who are your players? Why are they doing what they do? Who is Unai Emery? Like, is it Arsene Wenger in disguise? Has the entire club gone mad? But Ian, enough is enough. I can't sit here and rant for 7 minutes in every single video. I got Wolves coming here. I got them leaving with a 2-1 win. I've got Unai Emery as a bonus point getting fired this week.
I think that's a bit of a stretch, but I just want to say on that VAR goal that wasn't given, yeah, okay, it was pretty soft and probably shouldn't have been overturned, but why are you in that position against Palace when you're 2-0 up after 10 minutes and having to rely on that sort of a thing is just a measure of how poor they've been.
Their style of play has not changed between Wenger to Emery. Emery didn't do that great with his PSG side. He didn't reinvent the wheel. He didn't make them unbeatable. I was confused why he got the job in the first place, although there aren't that many high-level managers. But he's done nothing with this team. They don't look different. Where is Lucas Torreira? Why won't you play Lucas Torreira? Where is Mesut Ozil? Why won't you play Mesut Ozil? Could you put two strikers on the pitch? Could you try and score goals?
Aston Villa versus Liverpool.
Liverpool are swiftly becoming Man City. There's not a lot to say. They came, they saw, they conquered. Harry Kane, he even got his goal, and it still happened that way. Liverpool are grinding out wins, honestly. And, Villa aren't even playing badly, and they're losing. So I got Liverpool to win this 1-0.
Yeah, I haven't got much more to say. You've touched on it all there. Yeah, exactly what Liverpool were doing. They're looking great without even hitting top gear yet. Very, very good result against Tottenham. Villa are doing well, but Liverpool will be too strong. I think it'll be 2-1. That seems to be their favourite scoreline of late.
West Ham United versus Newcastle United.
Oh, finally some good news and some joy and some cheer. And I get to talk about one of my favourite managers, if not now my favourite manager in the whole of the football. Sorry, Carl Robinson. Sorry, King Ralph. It is Steve Bruce on top of this pedestal. What a wonderful result they had last weekend against Wolves. It was a bit backs to the wall at times, and they had to overcome a dodgy red card for the Longstaff boy. But he just gets results, Tom. He is a result grinding machine. He is the second coming of Kevin Keegan.
I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Give him a chance. This West Ham side's all over the place. It's a 2-0 win for the Magpies.
I think West Ham are all over the place. I'm starting to get to a point now where I'm wondering if Rafa Benitez did a good job or a bad job. Because he basically did exactly what Steve Bruce is doing right now. And Steve Bruce is not the Messiah no matter what you say. So, this week, I have West Ham stopping the rot entirely. They're not just going to score 1, they're going to score 3. Newcastle United 0, West Ham 3.
If you want to get rid of viewers, Tom, you want to start saying Steve Bruce is not the Messiah. That's a sure way, far away to get
our entire Geordie following gone.
Brighton and Hove and Albion versus Norwich City.
Brighton with a win last week that honestly, we're going to get to Everton later. Brighton won a football match. They won it 3-2. Norwich lost a football match. It should have been 5-1. It was only 3-1. I've got Norwich losing again. Brighton like playing at home, and they're a much better team than they were at the beginning of the season. Norwich are beginning to become cut adrift near the bottom of the table. Brighton and Hove Albion 2, Norwich 1.
Yeah, Norwich were very unpredictable at the start of the season, but they're just falling into that pattern now of they're not getting the goals and they're very, very poor at the back, and you just don't see that trait changing. Brighton got a good win against Everton, although it was a little bit lucky. I can see them winning this one again. I'm going to say 2-1 to Brighton.
Ian, the Eagles are coming! Crystal Palace versus Leicester City.
Yeah, as much as I'm, a big fan of Roy Hodgson, and they did really well getting that draw against Arsenal. They're doing much better than most people would have predicted this season. Leicester. What a performance! One of the greatest performances in Premier League history, you have to say. 9-0 win against the Saints away from home. It's not going to be that again, but you have to back Leicester to win this one because Palace aren't that great on their own patch. I think Leicester will win 3-0.
I echo all of your sentiments except the goal score, which it will be 2-0. Hi guys, it's Tom here. I really hope you're enjoying the video. If you could please subscribe to our channel if you're enjoying it, that'd be great. Hit the notifications button so you can stay up to date on all the football news that we've got. Have a like, have a click. Please also follow our social media. I am very hot on that. Ian does nothing and it's all me. Again, please look at Grandstand Bettors. They are a fantastic tipster website that know a little bit more than we do. Please have a look in the description. We always timestamp everything. And now, without any further ado, let's get back to all the good stuff.
Oh, Tom, get ready. Everton versus Tottenham Hotspur.
Holy shit, Marco Silva's still got a job. It's great to watch. Oh, the wheelie bin of disaster continues to careen out of control. Holy shit, did they jump the curb and just end up in someone's lawn? Oh my god, is that manure they've ended up in? Oh, what a shit show of a football club. They fell apart again. What the... I don't care about the decision. Is it a penalty? Isn't it? Whatever. I don't care. Dumpster fire. Dumpster fire. No longer a wheelie bin, it's a dumpster fire. In fact, it's not, it's a tire fire. It's the Simpsons tire fire. Cue GIF. Holy hell. How is Marco Silva still in a job? No one wants to fire a manager because there's no one available, but literally, Ian, you would be doing better with this team, and you could just walk in and be like, don't lose. Still be doing better than he is. Or defend. They're going to get pounded. Spurs are going to want blood after their results against Liverpool. Harry Kane finally got that, what's it called? I was on a roll! Anyway, he scored. Harry Kane scored, and he scored against Virgil van Dijk, who obviously said out loud after the game, when we knew Harry Kane was playing the Champions League final, we knew he'd win. He got that duck off his back. Spurs 3, Everton 0.
I believe what you're thinking is off his back is a monkey.
Ah, the monkey. Yes.
I don't want to talk about Everton. I want to talk about Tottenham because that performance against Liverpool was really poor. They took the lead after 40-odd seconds. Should have gone 2-0 up with Son missing an open goal. But they just sat back and just invited pressure. And this is not what Pochettino's side was. His side was all about being on the front foot, being aggressive. And they've just looked toothless and really poor all season. Kane's the only one who looks like he's trying. You've got... Eriksen doesn't want to be there. You got Ali who doesn't want to be there. But against Liverpool, they went 2-1 down, and then all of a sudden they started playing again. It's like, why didn't you do that from the start? Yes, it's a side that wants blood, but I've got no faith in this Spurs side, and I actually think this could be Poch's last game because I'm backing Everton in this one, and they're going to win 2-1.
Bonus point, Poch out after the game.
Yeah, let's do it.
We both got a manager sacking.
But it's time for our featured match, Manchester City. Oh no, Southampton.
Shithole that we know as Southampton continued its downward spiral under King Ralph as they were beaten by a Premier League record score and tied for the highest loss in Premier League history, 9-0, while they were at home. This team still seems to think Nathan Redmond is a goal scorer. This team still seems to have faith in a manager that's clearly lost his mind. How he wasn't sacked after a 9-0 game is anyone's guess because that is the single most humiliating result I've ever seen. I think it's probably the most humiliating result most people have ever seen. That was dreadful. Manchester City, on the other hand, are not dreadful. They are going to win this match 4-0.
So I suppose you're all sitting here thinking you're going to get a load of comedy from me about King Ralph. But you're not. I'm done. I'm done with all that now.
Ian,
that
hold on, before your rant. That was comedy?
I'm done with Southampton. I still like Ralph Hasenhüttl. You need to jump ship, King Ralph, and get out of that shit show. You shouldn't have to apologise for those bunch of gutless players that put in that performance against Leicester. They were absolutely shocking. You're quite right to say one of the worst performances ever. What are they going to do now? Are they the new side that kind of gets rid of a manager, gets a new one in, hope they can firefight and keep them up, and then they repeat the cycle again? No, I'm having it. Southampton, I hope you go down. I hope you lose this game 6-0 City.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't expect that, did you?
Sheffield United versus Burnley.
Chris, very quickly, do you know what Arsenal should do? Go get Sean Dyche from Burnley.
I honestly, you could see them getting a lot of points with a Sean Dyche in charge.
But we've talked, Arsenal have had their turn. This is about Sheffield United, Burnley. Big fan of Chris Wilder. Here's a picture of him sliding, celebrating when Oxford won against York in the playoffs in 2010. Of course, a guy that will be hurting is Sean Dyche after that defeat to Chelsea, where it's not often Burnley get completely rolled, but they did against Chelsea on that day. I think this will be a 1-1 draw.
I think Burnley were found out in that Ashley Barnes had chance after chance in that game, but Ashley Barnes is not a top-shelf goal scorer, and he was found out in that match.
But he has been good this season, though, so you're being harsh on him.
I'd be harsh on him, but he had chances, and he had a lot of chances, and the ball would get stuck under his foot, or his header would go wide, or he'd make the wrong run. And that's really what happened to Burnley. They had chances to be in the match, And eventually, if you miss enough chances, a team like Chelsea are going to put some away. Holy shit, Christian Pulisic. We'll get to you in the next match, but I've got Sheffield United to win this one. Wilder is doing crazy things with this Sheffield United team. I've got them winning 1-0. Burnley aren't great away from home. It'll be a grinding result, but I can see United winning it.
Watford versus Chelsea.
Captain America, USA, USA, USA. Holy shit. I don't know if you watched that game. He was literally unplayable.
Did you hear the Chelsea fans chanting USA?
Yeah, it was awesome. He is everything that he was supposed to be when he came in more in that game. Hadn't scored for Chelsea, goes out and gets himself a hat-trick. Was all over the park. Every time he got the ball, you just thought he's going to score. And it's not often players run at a Burnley defense and look like they're going to score. Most of the time it looks like they're running headfirst into a brick wall. He was so good. Willian had a decent game, but was misplaying the ball everywhere. But Christian Pulisic just took the game by the scruff of the neck and went, I'm having this. The header he scored, did he mean to? It's come off the back of the head and kind of flicked over the goalkeeper, but it doesn't matter because when you're playing that well with that sort of energy, it's a game changer. He's been incredible off the bench for Chelsea for the last couple games. If Pulisic can even fill 75% of Eden Hazard's shoes, they have got a quality player at the price. Watford are still a shit show. They haven't played terribly recently, but it doesn't really matter because this Chelsea team right now is flowing when they go forward. They got a lot of young players. Mason Mount, again, I mean, we're saying the same names every week, but Mount, Abraham, what's his name at the back? Kyle Zuma sorted his stuff out. Tomori had the most incredible saving tackle in that game. I've got Chelsea winning this. It's going to be 4-2 to the Blues.
Yeah, you've summed it up pretty much well for Chelsea. Watford have got no striking options whatsoever. No wonder they're down the bottom as well. I think Sanchez Flores, all he can do in this one is try and keep the goal difference down. And that thing, I think it's just going to be 2-0 to Chelsea. Let's be truly honest with everybody. Who cares about any of those games? Because it's time for the main event.
AFC Bournemouth versus Manchester United.
Just going to say it right now, Eddie Howe has lost his touch. He's absolutely shocking. His side can't score goals anymore. Where's it all gone wrong for Eddie Howe? Coming up against Man United side that are back. Thomas, what are your thoughts?
Firstly, AFC Bournemouth with 2 straight 0-0 draws. Not only have they cleaned up their defensive accounts, they've totally thrown away their attacking ones. It's just who would have seen 2 0-0 draws? Whoever bet 0-0 for those games has just raking it in.
Cleaned
but
up.
That's not it. My tune has changed for Man United. I'm sick of going against them. I bet on them to win last week because I went, well, it's Norwich. We can probably do it. And we did do it. We should have scored 5. We only scored 3. Only Man United could miss 2 penalties in one game. Only Man United. I don't really know what to say from there. All of my reservations about Man United are still there, but we've won away from home twice. I watched the Partizan Belgrade game. It was pretty boring. Didn't watch any of the Norwich match.
Good fan you are.
I like this Bournemouth side, but they're not scoring very well right now. So I'll go Man United 2, AFC Bournemouth 1.
Yeah, it's funny what confidence does, isn't it? A good result against Liverpool, good result against Partizan Belgrade, and Manchester United looked full of energy. They looked really good in that performance. As you say, should have won it 5-0. Martial scored a really good goal. It's good to see him back. And I just think Bournemouth aren't quite up on themselves at the moment, and I think Man United will win this one. And I can see them getting a few goals as well. I think it's it being 3-0 to Man United.
I will say quickly, Bournemouth normally go on these runs, right, where they totally lose control. But instead of them
it's not really losing control, is it? It's like they're still picking up points.
Well, yeah, but so normally they get hided, right? Like there's always a 4-0, a 5-0, a 3-1 or something. But that hasn't happened, and maybe this is the next iteration of Eddie Howe and Bournemouth. Maybe instead of a giant losing run, they just go stale for a little while. And we are hitting that point of the season in week 11 where the season is finally kind of grinding again. It's in full flow, and teams get tired, as anyone would after 10 weeks of intensive football. Like I said, I don't see Bournemouth winning this game. As a fan of Man United and a fan of Bournemouth, I just don't see him winning this game. But I don't think there's any reason to be worried if you're a Bournemouth supporter.
Okay, folks, that'll do it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, please give us a big old like and subscribe to the channel, and go and check out Grandstand Betters. Thomas, we'll be back very soon with another review, but have you got anything else to add?
Looking for detailed football analysis probably in the wrong place.